The federal government and the Nigeria Labour Congress (NLC) have formed a 10-man committee to review the recent 50% Telecom tariff hike. The decision followed a high-level meeting in Abuja, chaired by SGF Senator George Akume.
We have deliberated at length. The crux of the matter is that there is already a study that was conducted by the NCC that led them to arrive at this 50% increase. Now we are discussing this with Labour. Labour has agreed that they will look at that study, and then a small committee has been set up to look at that study once again and come up with a final resolution for the consideration of government and Labour in about 2 weeks' time. So what the summary of it is that Labour and the Nigerian Labour Congress specifically and the delegation of the federal government have set up a committee of 5 each. We're going to meet here continuously for the next 2 weeks, and at the end of the second week, we will now come up with a recommendation that will give to government and the organized labor for final consideration.
Top officials, including ministers of information, finance, labor, and communications, examined the NCC's report, which led to the tariff increase. NLC President Joe Ajaero stated that the union would await the committee's recommendations before taking further steps. The report is expected in 2 weeks.
The NLC is the largest organization in the whole of Africa, and there is no consultation of stakeholders that does not include us that will stand. It was on that premise that they now agreed to have a larger committee to look at the entire tariff structure and model and to come up with a realistic and an all-inclusive agreement. So the committee will be made up of 5 from both sides, and they're expected to come up with a result after 2 weeks. That will determine the next line of action and the process of engagement. The symbolic action of submitting the letters tomorrow will be put on hold until the outcome of such committee. The outcome of such committee is what will determine our next line of action in terms of protest, in terms of boycott, in terms of even withdrawal of services, which are the 3 issues we put online.
The committee has 2 weeks to propose solutions to address this issue effectively, bringing all parties involved to terms.